Hello, welcome to Fantasy Dads. This is Marcus. We're going to be talking about Devonta Smith. Now, I'm going to read you a little bit about Devonta Smith and tell you a little bit about what I saw through his tape. Now, one of the big things you can see about him is he's a slim figure. Now, he is 6'1", 175. He has one of the best hands in college football. He plays for Alabama. He was a senior this year, and so some thought he was going to come out the last year. If he would have came out last year, he would have been probably right in between the Jeudy and Ruggs situation. Some thought he was a little bit worse than Jeudy, better than Ruggs. He has some really quick speed. He's probably going to run a 4.4 to 4.45, right around that area. And so he's got some of the best hands in college football. He has some of the best route running in college football. So what is the big issue with him being wide receiver one? Well, it is his weight. So I did say he was slim, but 6'1", 175. So 175, of course, is just, people think that he's going to be too frail, too thin for the NFL league. But there's a couple reasons why I don't think in his situation, I understand his BMI is low, but understand in his situation why I think he will be more of the, I guess, rare unicorn at that position. Number one, he catches the ball in the middle of the field. A lot of 175-pounders don't catch the ball. They don't catch it confidently in the middle of the field. But he's been doing that with Alabama for the last 3 years. Number two, we've seen wide receivers like Justin Jefferson, who's very, very slim, probably not more than 190, 195 pounds, and slightly a little taller, exceed and excel in the NFL for the exact same type of routes. And so when I look at Devonta Smith, he looks like a Diggs-Jefferson kind of combination. He has Diggs, but Diggs has a little bit more lateral quickness to him, but they are very, very similar. Diggs might be a little bit heavier, but I think a lot of people are sleeping on Devonta Smith. People talk about Jamar Chase. He's super athletic. He has probably the higher upside. But when it comes down to it, I want a football player. I want a player that is going to exceed at the outside, the slot, the inside, everything. Now let's look at these stats. 10 games, he had 1,856 yards. Actually, that'd be 12 games because he had the couple playoff games. So 117 receptions and 23 touchdowns. Those are just ridiculous stats. And people say, well, what if he came out as a junior? What would he be? Well, 68 receptions for 1,256 yards and 14 touchdowns. That's with Jeudy, that's with Ruggs, and that's with Waddle. All three wide receivers were on there, yet he was still producing at a high level. And I think it's one of those things we have to understand. If he was put on a different team with a competent quarterback, we would still see these incredible stats because he gets open. He destroys college DBs. I mean, Ohio State didn't have a chance. He literally put up 200 yards and 3 touchdowns in a half, which is something that is just absolutely incredible. At this point, I will take the 175 risk and hope that he bulks on 10, 15 pounds, probably won't lose much weight. If he's 6'1", 190 pounds, no one has a worry, no one blinks an eye and they go, he's wide receiver one. So that is why he is my wide receiver one. So yeah, I have him behind a couple running backs, but I have him ahead of Chase, ahead of Bateman, ahead of Moore, ahead of Waddle, all those athletic, super quick, fast types. But Devonta Smith has the whole package. And realistically, he's a good football player. And ultimately, when I looked at Jefferson last year, I looked at even Jeudy was a good football player. Didn't go across the middle as much, but then I looked at Lamb. You look at all these players, and they're just really good football players. I know that athletes sometimes have the higher ceiling, but I'm willing to take the high floor that Devonta Smith is because he's going to help a football team. He's going to be drafted early too. He's going to have high capital, and I don't see some situations where he can be blocked down because he beats press. He beats man-to-man. He beats zone. He understands football. He understands everything. So I really don't see a hard transition to him. And if he's put on a good system, I could see him easily jumping up to the wide receiver one. And just the playoffs is just, it solidified everything to me. So this is Marcus with Dynasty Dads. Please comment or subscribe. If you have a question or if you want to make some statements against Devonta Smith or for, please comment and let me know. I'm always interested in hearing what you guys have to say. All right. Peace out. See you next time.